Hey, Chris Jenkins, credentialed member of the media, covering the Carolina Panthers for Charlotte Vibe, aka man of the people, doing what I got to do to bring you guys the coverage about this Carolina Panthers team as they prepare to take on the Philadelphia Eagles right behind me here at the Lincoln, what is this field name? Lincoln Field here in Philadelphia. Hey, I have a temporary audio setup which caused me to be a minute or two late. So anybody watching, if you can verify that the audio on me is good. If it's low, let me know. I can't tell 100% what it is, like if it's low, if it's high. Give me just a second. I think it's probably just a little bit low is what I'm guessing. Ken, can you tell me how well you can hear me? Am I a little low or am I okay? I think the volume may be just a tad bit low. So give me a second to adjust it, guys, and then I'm going to come back on. But I think the volume's probably just... Oh, the audio sounds good? All right, thank you. So quick story is I did a ton of testing before I headed here today for the broadcast in Philly, but I didn't test one little piece, which is my portable power, and I think that plays a role on how the audio sounded, so I had to switch to this headset here. So thank you very much for saying that it sounds okay. It does sound a little low, so I'm going to adjust it here. Now, this should be better. All right, so that's probably better. Let me know if it's better. But I'm going to go ahead and get started. I'll let you guys, again, tell me if it's too low or not. But your boy has landed here in Philadelphia as, again, Carolina Panthers will be taking on what many people believe is an NFC championship and Super Bowl contender in the Philadelphia Eagles. A lot of people are saying the Eagles and the Detroit Lions are at the top of the pecking order. They are led by a really good offense, a really good running back, really good quarterback, a really good team, right? You don't get to be their record and have some missing parts that are weak. They have really good parts. Saquon Barkley is the biggest one that stands out recently because he's having such an incredible year after spending all that time in New York, setting a career in rushing a couple weeks ago. And overall, they had the number one rushing offense in the NFL. And man, we have the worst run defense in the NFL. So that's going to be something that you have to contend with, right? There's something that certainly say, well, I don't know what happens. It's any given Sunday, but yeah, part of us having an any given good Sunday will be some phenomenal run defense that we haven't seen all year and some turnovers. So I certainly like to feel like any given Sunday is a possibility, but for those going to be watching the game, make sure you cheer for some interceptions, some fumbles, so that we can have a chance to slow this team down because they could do the run game, ground and pound all day long. And as a matter of fact, I'm going to talk about the weather that you guys have to expect. By the way, if you're watching the video, you haven't hit the like button, what are you waiting for? Please go ahead and hit that like button, subscribe, help us continue to grow. Super chats are always welcome. We're independent media, 100% funded by your super chat and the contributions that you guys have been able to make to our GoFundMe. So I thank you very much for it. But where I was going with that is, you know, in Charlotte, we always talk about, hey, what does it look like coming up to the stadium? So in Philly, you got to talk about the environment. You absolutely have to talk about the environment. So let me step to the side just for a second so you can see this stadium. And you see I'm bundled up pretty good. I'm actually going to go ahead and throw on my hoodie completely here. But so you guys can continue to get a good laugh how bundled up I am. So I forget the exact temperature, but let's say it's about 35 degrees right now here in Philadelphia. But if you're not in the sun, it's cooler. As you might know, I'm in the shade. And if the wind is blowing, which you might can hear a little bit in the microphone, it's a lot colder. The current wind chill right now is 25 degrees as the wind gusts are about 25 miles per hour. And that is something that Dave Canales actually talked about today when he talked about the environment in Philly and what to expect. He said, it's an honorary group of fans, but they're well educated. They know their stuff, and they get on you, and they get on you directly and personally. And he says it's actually like a good electric environment. It heightens the competition. It makes you, go your best and dig down and grit. And yeah, you're probably going to get that this Sunday, because I've been here for about an hour now. It took me a while to find a bathroom. As you might imagine, in many Northeast cities, they're not going to let you use it unless you got a key or you pay for something. But nevertheless, it was guys just casually talking and cursing every other word. So, that's just what it is up here. And but I was talking about the weather conditions to say that if it's like it is now, I mean, yeah, they could pass the ball. But if it's really windy like it is now, I mean, these are pro players, right? So you will see some passes, but you may see a little bit more Saquon than normal, because if it's this cold, this windy, my equipment honestly blew over and it's leaning right now as I'm talking to you guys because it's so windy. Yeah, that could be in for a long day. But nevertheless, this is not a game preview. I just wanted to give you guys a little bit behind the scenes and set up for the current environment here in Philly. And I know I've heard some people are coming, so hey, if you're able to see me while you're here, that'd be awesome. But let's go ahead and get into this final injury report of the week before I become a popsicle. All right, so here you go. Jadeveon Clowney did not practice today. He is listed as questionable. So basically, Jadeveon did not practice at all this week in Charlotte. So Coach Canales, you guys going to see me turn to the side a little bit because that wind is super strong. This is like Chicago wind going on right now. But Clowney didn't practice all week. Not one day, not 2 days. He didn't practice any of the days that they were having practice. In spite of that, Coach Canales did say, and he didn't say it as strongly, but you got to believe, he said he feels good about that Jadeveon's going to play this Sunday. And I will say this, if Jadeveon, he's been pacing himself for sure. I heard the comments from him that makes me feel like he's definitely going to take every bit of rest that he can. So I'm not thinking that he's injured and won't play. I think it is just like a soreness from being, as he said, playing as many years as he's played, the age that he is, and that he'll be fine to play on this Sunday. Now with the cold, my beanie's coming down over my hip. Now, with this cold out here, it's certainly going to be crucial for him to stay loose, run around. I don't know if they're going to have the treadmills on the side of the sidelines or not, but he may want to do that because as cold as it is, you can certainly get tightened in this environment. Let's continue to work through this. Cornerback Caleb Farley, he was a full participant in practice today. He is listed as questionable. I guess that's just in case there's just a little bit of doubt, but he's improved all week. He was limited, and today was his first day of being a full participant in practice. Josie Jewell, dealing with a hamstring. He's doing well. He did not practice yesterday, but he was limited in practice today. He's questionable. And pretty much all these guys that you see on this list are questionable. Coach Canales feels good about for this Sunday. Ja'Tavion Sanders, he's improved all week. He said at the beginning of the week that he felt good about Sanders, and Sanders continues to do what he says and feeling good about. He was limited, and then today he was a full participant in practice, even though he is listed as questionable. DJ Wonnum, again, another guy that did well, improved all week, went from limited to full participant in practice. Today was his first day at being a full participant. And then Jalen Coker is the one that is not the good news that you wanted to hear. He is doubtful for this week, and Coach Canales, and talking about Ja'Tavion, said that, he did have a setback. And when you hear a coach say that, I think that's pretty revealing because they like to keep everything close to the vest as long as possible about what may happen that may give them a competitive advantage or not. But he said that he did have a setback. They tried to push him a little bit the other day, and in the midst of doing that, they had to stop, shut him down. And then today, having the status that he had, which was, I think he didn't practice today, right? Yeah, did not practice today. That is because when they pushed him yesterday, they had to pull him out, and today he's still not doing well. So, excuse me, they still have one more day tomorrow of practice before they fly up here to Philly. And that's kind of like a walk around where they're going to see how Jalen's doing. But my guess is that Jalen is not going to play. Now, for the most part, that is just, there's no need to push him. And I think a lot of people kind of get disappointed about Jalen because he's a rookie. He was doing well. You want to continue to cheer for the underdog, the undrafted free agent, and his development. So he's missed several games now, probably will miss this game. But overall, for the team, I don't think this is a big deal. We did not have Jalen last week. Had Adam Thielen, who's been doing phenomenal. Adam Thielen, congratulations to him on being the Walter Payton nominee for the Carolina Panthers. And Bryce nearly had 300 yards last week. So, again, I think big picture, it's okay. But just, for those Jalen Coker fans that have been cheering him on, it's certainly a great story. The guy from, I believe it's Holy Cross. Even though I'm not too cold, my lips are getting numb. So hopefully I won't start to slur too much. But I think mostly for the Jalen Coker fans, it's a disappointment that you're seeing him have this setback. And man, it is cold out here. But I'm going to continue to give you guys this content. I just ask for the man of the people, like, subscribe, share the channel, tell a friend, help us continue to grow and do what we do. By the way, had an interview 101 yesterday with Damian Lewis. That interview will be up tomorrow, so make sure you subscribe, turn on your bell notifications so you can check out that interview with Damian Lewis when that comes tomorrow. Because my hands are so cold, I'm not going to take them out, but I don't want to shortchange. I always give a super chat horn and special effects when I get them. Not taking my hands out my pockets right now. I don't have my full, even though you guys may be laughing, I don't have on my full stay warm in the cold weather outfit. So I'm a little cold. But Ken88 with the super chat. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Again, Ken88 with the super chat. $8. He says, "Man of the people, bro, keep pounding. Let's get this upset win." Now, I'm gonna tell you this. You can feel the Philly fans, and it's pretty cool. Like, I think a player said that unless you're an Eagles fan, you hate the Eagles fans. But they are a loud bunch. They're a proud bunch. As Canales said, they're a knowledgeable bunch. And when I landed today, Friday morning, the pilot says, "Go Birds." And pretty much everywhere I've gone, and I have not gone many places. I went to the rental car place. Excuse me. I went to 7-Eleven, which they now have in North Carolina, and then back to here. And there were Philly jackets and jerseys and beanies all over the place, just, even from the workers. So, yeah, it's going to be a good environment if you like football and the rowdiness that can come with it. So let me continue to work through this injury report. Again, apologies for any slurring as my lips are frozen at the moment. But Ja'Tavion Sanders, let's see. I don't know if I went out of order here, but Ja'Tavion Sanders, I know I have not talked about him, though he's here on the screen. He's been good to go. He was a full participant in practice today, as well as Nick Scott. He has been dealing with a hamstring, but his absence today from practice was personal. It was not injury related. He did not practice today. And then Robert Hunt, whom, I had a feeling that this was coming, but certain things we can't talk about until we can talk about them. And that being, Robert Hunt is on the report. He was a full participant in practice. He was questionable, but Robert Hunt was indeed the player that I was initially supposed to interview yesterday one-on-one. And then at the last minute, I was told that he was not available. He was getting treatment. and I figured he would end up on the injury report today as of that. So Robert, hopefully you get well, and we can reschedule that one-on-one interview. But that's your full update for this Carolina Panthers versus Philadelphia Eagles matchup. Lining up a special guest for the pregame show. So you guys know I always go live 2 hours before the game, so that'll be 11 a.m. I'll be going live this Sunday from inside of Lincoln Field. As a matter of fact, I will be live inside the field with that report this Sunday. We'll give you some live look into players warming up. You're not going to get that anywhere else. Nowhere cold. We haven't got it in ink yet. And then after the game, win, lose, or draw, we'll be live again on this field post-game, breaking down the game and everything that happened. Guys and girls, that is all I can take. If you left a comment and I didn't read it, I'm sorry, but I am beyond freezing. Chris Jenkins reporting live from Philadelphia, Pennsylvania at Lincoln Field for Charlotte Vibe.